I've personally seen a lot of different personalities succeed in this role, in a sales role. Just being able to, one, educate people about the trees on their property and being personable with people. The new sales guy's starting. He's out on his own. He has a call from a new potential lead and he gets sent out to the property. I think it's very easy in the beginning to only want to address their concerns and make them happy. It's one, trying to figure out how invested are they in the whole scheme of things of their entire property. Asking questions, figuring out how long they've lived there, just trying to really just figure out what are they truly valuing, on their property.
I just come at it from trying to educate people, and I'm passionate about knowing the plants or knowing the diseases. I don't know everything. If I don't know something, I look it up.
Tell them what you feel is best, but ultimately it's their property and they're going to do what they want.
A big part of this job is providing knowledge to customers that doesn't necessarily turn into sales, but turns into a good relationship between the company and the client. I find that goes a long way and always kind of gets you a call back from them for a future project that they might have.
And those people who you have those relationships with aren't going to be based on price. They're going to be based on they've always taken good care of me.
Guys have relationships with customers, and if they're away and I get interjected into it, it might not be the same relationship. Like, where's my guy? People don't always care who they're working with. It's like, who solved my problem?
A huge part of the job is figuring out what equipment is going to be best for the job. Be it a crane set up in a driveway, a crane finding a spot for a crane to fit off the driveway, seeing if we can get our portable lift in, seeing if it's just a simple bucket truck job, or if everything's got to be climbed or done on the ground. That makes or breaks a job, is having the right equipment. It's probably the majority of my time, is just stepping back and looking at the whole entire site and seeing what the best access is going to be.
First and foremost, it's the safety of my guys, right? Is the job even doable? Do I need to call Rocky Mountain Power and make sure that they need to come clear the lines first before I even remove this tree, or if I even think about sending a crane to this job?
Yeah, we're always looking for hazards, anything underground, above ground, neighbors. Do we need police detail? Do we need neighbors' permission?
Then I'm going to start thinking about equipment costs. Like, how much is that crane going to cost me? For how many hours is it going to take these guys to do this job? Is going to equate to, a price that the client's going to have to face. Client, am I okay to drive my bucket truck across your lawn to, access this tree because it's not climbable, or whatever the reason may be, right? To do this safely.
That person, they have to go out and see the crews, and look at some jobs that they're doing. Look at the prices. So like, wait, this job, this is how much and this is why. So you couldn't just tell somebody, these are our hourly rates, go out and sell those at what you think we can do. But I think having that person, the salesperson, can go out and hang out with the crew, understand it, meet with them. But a little bit, they're gonna do that. They're gonna make some mistakes, which is great because those are educational experiences, right?
The experience of knowing the wisdom of knowing what piece of equipment is going to be best for the job, actually, it just comes from experience. It started with walking through jobs with the other sales guys, seeing what they were doing, working in the field a little bit, seeing what equipment is capable of what, and seeing what fits where. And then ultimately it's a little bit of trial and error once you're finally doing the sales yourself to put the equipment you think is right, and if it doesn't work, you learn from that experience. And unfortunately, the best way to learn is by screwing up. So sometimes that happens.
I'm not a fan of selling hours, because the customer might say, how long is this going to take? And you say 6 hours and it's going to be this much. And then you got a slick crew comes in and gets it done in 4 hours. The customer's like, hey, that took 4 hours. I want this much money. And then you have multiple crews. So you have your A teams and your B teams and your C teams. And which crew are you selling for? Or who shows up on that day that you said it was going to take 6 and it took 8? The customer's certainly not going to pay you any more money. But if you get out of there in 5, you can bet they're going to be disappointed. It's always better to give, a contract price do this, that, and these other things, and it's $1,000, and you shouldn't be penalized if you get it done, if you're more efficient and you get it done sooner.
Well, my objective whenever I'm on a consulting call or a sales call, however you want to refer it, is to try to provide really good advice. So sometimes the good advice is to make a big sale, and sometimes it's not to make a sale at all. And today was one where I didn't want to sell anyone anything they didn't need. My mentors have always told me never sell anything to anybody you don't need. It's a relationship business. So you give people good advice, you have a good relationship, and it comes back to you.